once again, back once again, back once again, back once again, back once again with a beat. Let the bass kick.
I know you're busy. That is why we've put together the Wisdom in All Things podcast to help you benefit from all there is to read, watch, listen to. I search and sift to pull together both the practical and the inspirational to benefit the whole of who we are to be, mind, body, and soul. Welcome to the Wisdom in All Things podcast. This episode, doing less, slowing down, makes for the happiest year. This could be a New Year's resolution, or you could start right now. Don't wait. When we think about putting our wish list together for the new year, or at any point in our lives, it may be perfect time now to consider just another approach. Productivity seems to be all about quantity and pace. Do more and faster. I was so relieved over Christmas break to find myself not even remotely concerned about creating what's ended up being a wish list for the new year. Instead, I gave more thought to a few things and was both relieved and inspired by it. Here's the brilliance in doing fewer things. It means you're doing fewer things. And because you're attempting to do less, you have also the benefit of being able to slow down. So how about a balanced approach to productivity? I was intrigued by an article that talked about productivity because it involved Seinfeld. No doubt he would have had some kind of snarky comment about it, revealing with hilarity and precision our collective gullibility in chasing productivity. In fact, I could almost hear him saying, "What's the deal with productivity?" To which I would agree. How much more are we supposed to be able to get done anyway? However, the article focused on an often told story about the advice Seinfeld gave to a young up-and-coming comedian. He said the way to be a better comic was to create better jokes. And the way to create better jokes was to write every single day. The advice seemed so simple and honestly a bit of a letdown, but applied to the idea of productivity, it becomes empowering. A balanced approach to productivity could be in our being better about keeping focused on and accomplishing only what we need to. Do well in doing only what you should be doing. So as you think about your wish list, maybe hearing this side of productivity will come as a relief. Focus on the must-be-dones. So, if it's not about how much you get done, but what we get done, what do we have to get done? Asking this question points us back to our priorities. So, ask the question, what do I need to do? When you try and answer this question, you end up creating two lists. One list includes those things that need to be done, and the other is a list of things that probably don't really matter. Of course, being able to prioritize requires that you ask the right questions. Wanda Thibodeau provides a good line of questioning for identifying our priorities. You should consider how it affects people, your finances, your time, but the crucial question is, does the activity fit in with your vision and goals? Which may be the real issue. If you don't have any overarching plan, then how will you know what to focus on? With that in mind, here are some principles to consider when attacking what must be done. First, do it daily. Do what must be done every single day. That way it becomes a habit. Listen to that. You habitually do what must be done every single day. By removing the unnecessary, it leaves more time to remain consistently focused on what you need to get done. 2, stick to process. This relates somewhat to what we just mentioned, but it's creating the means to the end. Focus on what you will do, not on what you want to have happen. Instead of setting a goal of losing 10 pounds, create the habit of exercising every day. That process propels you to your ultimate intention of losing weight. The process or the system gets you there. Third, be aware of Parkinson's law, which is essentially you will fill the time whatever you give a particular project. So if you decide to give yourself a week to get something done, that's about how long it's going to take to get done. But if you give yourself 3 days to get it done, you've just shortened the time to complete the project. So by doing less, you'll find yourself with more time if at the same time you apply Parkinson's law. However, you don't want what you're focusing on to expand to fill that available time for its completion. Be consistent, but don't be consumed by it. Limit the time you give to work the process you created. And lastly, size up the next step. Doing less means you'll be less frantic, and your mind will be freed up to be sure you stay on track. You can more thoughtfully plot out your next steps. Jeff Hayden highlighted a quote from Ernest Hemingway, which, coupled with the previous point, allows you to know what you need to do next. He says the best way is always to stop when you are going good and when you know what will happen next. If you do that every day, you'll never be stuck. Jeff adds, when you stop in the middle of a project, you know what you've done. you know exactly what to do next, and you'll be excited to get started again. So size up that next step. If you're all hopped up on getting more done more quickly, this no doubt will feel like an assault on all that you've hoped to accomplish this year. But putting a twist on a familiar verse, I'll leave you with this question. What does it profit a man if he tries to accomplish everything in the world but loses his soul? There are quite a few more episodes at the website. Stop by wisdominallthings.com for the rest of them. And you can check out articles on wisdom. Again, it's at wisdominallthings.com.